opening our regular board meeting here at the School District of Springfield Township. I'm so excited to get to the student report from Maddie that we're just going to jump right into the agenda. So let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we'll have a reading of the mission statement.
Mission of the School District of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens who are high achieving, resilient, and responsible in a changing global community.
And we'll do roll call on this, Karen. Yeah.
Mr. DeFranco?
Here.
Dr. Etland? Here. Ms. Green? Here. Ms. Hubley?
Here.
Ms. Hughes? Here. Ms. Linsky? Dr. Paratesky? Here. Mr. Bedard?
Here. One announcement. The board at its discretion may videotape all or any portion of public board meetings subject to the limitations set forth in policy 006.2, broadcasting of meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on Friday afternoon following each board meeting. Right into reports and information. So I believe we have an update from our parent school partnership from Ms. Chris Casaban. All right, we don't have Chris in the house. Just want to give 1 minute in case there's another representative here from any of the homeschool partnerships. No. Okay. No problem. If Chris jumps on later, we can always come back. Great, what we all been waiting for. Let's head to the student report.
Hi, everyone. Busy month here at our school district. So at Enfield on March 6th, the EEHSP held a talent show for elementary school students. March 8th, they had a virtual author visit from Zachary O'Hora. On March 11th, they celebrated their day of gratitude by creating a wall of art in their main lobby. The second graders raised $3,877.44 in their Service for Africa project, and they were able to purchase 31 goats and 7 flocks of chicks in making an impact on lives of 38 families. On March 21st, they are celebrating World Down Syndrome Day, and students will be rocking their socks that Enfield is providing to each student. This month, they're also celebrating Women's History. They would like to invite women to share their own lives and accomplishments to connect to their school's focus. Over at Erdenheim, at the end of last month, they showcased each student's Black History Month project. High school students in VOE, Spartan Steppers, and the chorus also performed. March 11th served as District Day of Gratitude. Each student was provided with a pencil that shares a positive message of encouragement from the admin and teachers, and they wrote down something they got stronger at over the past 2 years or a message of gratitude. They also wanted to thank the EEHSP for the lunch that the faculty received that day. They celebrated Read Across America Week and learned more about the stories of influential women in honors of Women's History Month. Over at the middle school, the Drama Association is doing a book drive. They're also having their spring show of Matilda this coming weekend. Spring sports are starting over there on the 21st. The Gertrude Hawk fundraiser is still going on, so make sure you order all your goodies. The Service Club is running Penny Wars on March 16th, so make sure you remind all your students to bring in some change. And they will be having a crazy sock competition by homeroom for the craziest socks for World Down Syndrome Day. Over at the high school this past weekend, we finished our musical, The Little Mermaid. The World Language Club also just finished collecting items for Ukraine. Student Council is having a fundraiser at the Chipotle in Willow Grove tomorrow. Friday, we are having Financial Literacy Business Education Day hosted by VOE. On the 24th is Curriculum Night from 6:30 to 8 p.m. On 25th, all 10th graders will sit to take the pre-ACT. And lastly, on March 30th, Brandy Colbert is doing a virtual authors visit. Thank you.
Amazing. I just want to call out second graders raised $3,000 and helped 38 families now. That is And I, for one, will be at Matilda on Friday night, and I heard Little Mermaid was incredible. So great job. All right. Oh, this one is the showstopper. Another policy committee meeting report. You guys are really earning it. I cannot wait. Mr. Needleman.
Yeah, you're raising the bar here a little bit with showstopper. I better bring my A game to this report, huh?
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
No, the policy committee, thank you, Mr. Bedard. The policy committee met on March 14th, and I just need to rearrange my notes here a little bit. I want to start the report by, I'm going to come back to this too, but just by emphasizing an innovation Dr. Yannicone pointed out that I think is really, really useful for us and for members of the public too. The policy changes as they are implemented are going to be posted on board docs. So members of the public will be able to see what gets implemented as a final policy, and they'll be able to compare it to what it used to be and see what the change is. And I think this is a really useful and really good thing for the community and for us to know as well. We talked about a lot of policies in the 200 range. I'm not going to go through all of them and for you all, I'll just highlight the ones that I think deserve special attention. Policy 209.2, which deals with diabetes management. The definition of a licensed prescriber is being changed so that it'll be a little bit easier and I think more up to date for students who self-administer medication. They'll be able to do that in school. They'll be able to manage their condition for students who have diabetes, and there are certainly a number of those students. The school district is also going to be training staff members on how to recognize signs of distress in students who are diabetic and in how to properly administer medication. We talked also about, again, highlighting some of the policy changes, eligibility for non-resident students. We're going to be making permanent the change that we made during the pandemic so that the cutoff will be January. So it's, for instance, seniors who move out of the district, if they move after January 1st of that year, they'll be able to continue through school and graduate without any problem. Finally, the last policy that I want to highlight, sorry about that, is policy 255, which is educational stability for students who are in foster care. We're making that, bringing that policy in line with the school code as well, and consistent with the recommendation from the Pennsylvania School Board Association. So I just want to emphasize again, the I think really wonderful innovation that Dr. Yannicone is implementing is that all of these changes are going to be posted to board docs. So members of the public can just go online, go right on the website, the SDST.org website, go under, it's right there under board docs. Anybody will be able to see all those policies and follow along. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Bedard. Thank you.
Awesome. Could you clarify one thing just for everyone, because obviously we've been talking about these policies at every meeting, but like, can you just remind everyone why we're reviewing the policies and the kind of procedural side?
I'm glad you asked. Yes. The policies have to undergo a number of reads. So we went through a first reading, the second reading, then there'll be a final reading when the policy is finalized. The reason for doing that is so that the members of well, first of all, there are a couple of reasons for doing that. One is to be consistent with Pennsylvania law and the school code. The second is so that members of the school community can know that we're doing this. And third is so that we can know that we're doing this. And that's, yeah, those are the three reasons I wanted to highlight for why we're doing this. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I want to take the opportunity, if I can, to jump in and just state for members of the public. I know there aren't many folks joining us this evening, but for anybody who tunes in later, the next policy committee meeting you'll be
Disappointed.
disappointed to know. I was thinking of the right word, disappointed is it. Does not have a date assigned yet. We're looking at the first week in April. We have to go through a number of steps before we can finalize that date. But when we do, obviously it'll be published and we'll let everyone know.
Okay. Any comments or questions on policy committee report? And we have a couple of things up for vote tonight as well.
We do indeed.
Excellent. All right, off to our administrative reports. We'll start with Dr. Yannicone, the superintendent.
Okay, thanks very much. I'm going to pick up where Mr. Needleman left off. And I'm going to share my screen so that I can show the community. Hang on just 1 second. So I wanted to just share a little bit more about the policy revisions that are being made so that the public knows where to go to look, because we are undergoing this very comprehensive review. So the first thing I just wanted to mention is if you go out to the website, and I'll move myself out of the way there, and you go down to board policies, there's now a statement that sort of summarizes what we're doing in the process right now of doing a comprehensive review. And then below that, we've always had all of the policies listed, where if you clicked on a policy, for example, the 200s, a level, you would see all of the policies there in PDFs. So what's happening over time is that we are going to gradually migrate all of the policies one level at a time over to board docs. So now if you go into board docs, and there's a link right there on the page, and you select policies and active policies, you will see which policies are posted for the community. And these are policies that have been through 2 readings, had a final review by the Pennsylvania School Boards Association, and then the language has been finalized in board docs based on what the board has approved. Okay. And where necessary, we've also consulted with our solicitors if PSBA has recommended that we do so. So at this point tonight, you are going to complete all of the 100s with the vote a little later. Then you're going to complete the second reading for a large bulk of the 200s and a first reading for some remaining 200 level policies. And part of the reason why we're waiting on a date for the next meeting is because the next level of policies are all focused on staff. And so we're going to ask both PSBA, who is still finalizing their review, and our solicitor to review each one of those to make sure they're in alignment, not only with Pennsylvania State Code, but also with our contract language. Okay, so we'll bring them forward as soon as we're ready. Ms. Kara is going to be instrumental in the review of that. Okay, so I'm going to stop share. 1 minute. Okay, and then go back into the rest of my report. I hope if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer those, but I just thought it'd be good for the public to know where we are with the policy review. I also, before we get going, and there's a few items that I also wanted to mention that Maddie already mentioned. First of all, I want to compliment Maddie for her role as Ursula. It's always good to play the bad girl. And so you did a fantastic job as Ursula, and I don't know how you sleep. I don't know when you sleep, given how much you have on your plate, but the show was fantastic. As stated, Miss Green's daughter, also wonderful and one of the leads, and Gabby Green. And so it was a fantastic program, and I'm really excited for Matilda. And in addition to our wonderful student cast, Mr. Fuller, I believe, has a featured role in Matilda. So we're looking forward to seeing his talents on the stage as well. Saturday show. Yeah, Saturday show. Excellent. Good to know. That's right. For those of you at home, Dr. Rittenhouse shared that it will be on Netflix several weeks thereafter. I also wanted to point out the Voices of Excellence holding their Financial Literacy Day this Friday. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of our students at the high school to get some good education in stock trading, legal stock trading, investing, as well as even things like real estate. And I want to also thank all the members of our community who have volunteered to come and do those presentations. We have a really robust schedule ahead of us on Friday, and I'm sure the students are going to really benefit from the time together. Also want to remind the public that kindergarten parent orientation is coming up in a few weeks on Wednesday, March 30th at 6:30. It's hard to believe we're already at the point of the year where we're getting ready for next year's kindergarten class. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Dr. Markle or Mr. Fleming at Enfield. But that program will start at 6:30 again on Wednesday, March 30th. And next week, as Maddie already mentioned, we've got curriculum night for parents of students who are in the 8th grade, as well as high school parents who want to learn a little bit more about the educational programs at the high school. That'll be next Thursday night, next Thursday night at 6:30. And the day prior, on Wednesday, all of our school counselors will be visiting the middle school to make sure our 8th graders know what's coming next and how to register for classes. And as was already mentioned, on Friday, we had our Day of Gratitude. I was very grateful to all of the students and staff for working on the Day of Gratitude. And I'm going to share my screen again, because I just wanted to show you a few pictures from this day, which I thought was really well received by the students and the staff. And I want to thank our administrative team for making the day special as well. So just a few things to share with you. Trying to make sure that you're seeing the same thing I am. There we are. So at Enfield, our 2nd grade students created a journal entry of gratitude, and they're doing that all the way through the month of March, which I think is a wonderful opportunity for them to reflect on all the positives of their experience of the last few years. Our kindergarten classes during morning meeting discussed ways they're grateful for each other, and 1st grade students watched an interactive video on the importance of gratitude. It was a nice opportunity. And then together, all of the classes created this beautiful mural, this art piece that now hangs at Enfield. Mrs. Klein, our art teacher, did a great job of pulling together all the leaves. Each leaf represented one class at Enfield. And so we have this terrific reminder of students of all the things we can be grateful for right now. Then at Erdenheim, we had a number of our classes who did a great job putting together banners for many of our service workers in the community. So you'll see here representatives from our local health workers, grocery workers, our local Springfield Township police, as well as our Giant and Acme employees. So the students did a great job with these banners. And then we also had students writing their own gratitude pieces. They did acrostic poems. We had an entire school-wide connected links of gratitude in the hallways. So the ceilings there had every student putting a reason why they were grateful. And they could see those links in the hallways. Every student got a pencil with some positive statements. And then at the top there, you're going to see Mrs. Meyer's class. They actually did an entire fundraiser. They were the top group. They donated 506 classroom gratitudes to WAG's Rescue. So they did as well as a nice little check there. So terrific opportunity to share our pride there. At the middle school, they got into the math element here. They did tessellations of gratitude. So each class was able to create a cube. Each student had a cube. They created a tessellation, and then they're now displayed on the windows. So a nice, again, opportunity reminder for us of all the good things happening in our lives. And then at the high school, and I said, I'm not going to play all this music for you, but in between each class period, as music was being played, students were reading things for which they were grateful. And so you can see here some of the quotes. I'll be happy to send you the actual audio, which is lots of music, and the students reading their statements of gratitude. But a lot of opportunity for the students to reflect in a positive way on what's happened over the last 2 years, the ways in which their community and their friends and family have come together. Okay. And move out of that document, go back to my regular report. And then lastly, we have our Spartan Spotlight tonight. And I wanted to share with you for the community, I think it's becoming fairly evident that we are really close to the original Enfield being down completely. Yesterday, Mr. Thorne and I visited the site. We were just left with the auditorium at this point. And so you should see the building completely down within the next few days. And that'll be a good thing in the end, because it's going to bring us some much needed fields and community space in the next few months. And so I want to thank Erin Durham, one of our instructional coaches who put together this video for us. I want to thank all of our students and staff who contributed to the video, and especially at the high school, Jen Silvius's photography students, who before the building fell, all went in and they were able to take photos, and you'll see some of those memories here. All right, so I'm going to just play this video for you. And again, I'm going to share my screen.
Hey, Springfield Township community. This is Tonya Smith, a 28-year veteran of the school district, giving you my thoughts. I'm a first grade teacher here at Enfield and giving you my thoughts about the old Enfield. Memories of old Enfield. Well, that was my haunt. I tell you, I was there for 25 years out of my 28 years teaching. And I remember the first time I was there I was grad school, and we came up just to look at schools, and the first thing that I noticed when I walked through the doors was a great display of children's artwork and the mural in the foyer that was painted by the students. So when I think about Enfield, I think about sights and sounds. So the art department, from Miss Herman, who's Miss Harrison, to Miss Klein right now, and the Festival of the Arts, and how they just would bring the halls to life as almost like a museum. That's what I really enjoyed about the halls at Enfield at Festival of the Arts time. And sounds, of course, with Mrs. Betsy Sellender on her piano, doing and getting the children really involved through numerous practices on those risers in the auditorium and gym. From Betsy doing those great spring songs.
Hi, my name is Sarah Santorelli, and my favorite memory was when my teacher would teach me and I would have fun. Hi, my name is Jacob, and my favorite memory of the old Enfield was the the rainbow windows.
My name is Gardner Duffany, and I had a favorite teacher, which is Miss Evans, because my sister is also in her class right now.
My name's Jalen, and this is my fond memory of Enfield. I remember there was a library class, and the teacher would sit down in a chair, and we would listen to her as she read books.
Hello, my name is Mel, and my favorite memories from Enfield are all of the playground. I've met a lot of my friends in the little colorful houses that were so tiny we could hardly fit in them, and in the tunnels and on the slides, and it was just really fun to see all of them and hang out with them at recess. I miss recess now.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I'm an 8th grader in middle school, and one of my favorite Enfield memories was the carnival, because me and my dad and my friends, we used to always go there and have fun with the carnival games, and I would see my teachers, and I just think it was a really great sense of community. And every time I drive past it, I always think of the carnival and how special it is to me.
I'm Ian O'Malley, and one fond memory I have from Enfield is Mr. Little in the library. He was the man.
Hello, I'm Gunnar Feist, and this is what I remember from Enfield. I know I was in Miss Ford's first grade class, and in first grade we did an animal project. And for that project I studied the Goliath bird eater, and it was a really fun time.
Hi, my name is Gretchen Corellis, and my favorite memory from the old Enfield was having Miss Boyce as my first grade teacher because she was one of my favorites. Hi, my name's Ellie O'Malley, and my favorite memory from the old Enfield was making art mosaics to go around the school. Hi, my name's Shannon Meter, and my favorite memory from the old Enfield was the color day.
Hello, my name is Alex, and my favorite memory at Enfield was playing kickball in the courtyard, and when I hit the ball on top of the roof, and I hit a home run because of that.
Hi, I'm Ryan Berger. I am the K-2 STEM teacher at Enfield Elementary. I've been an employee at Springfield for quite a while. I started in 2008 as a Title I math support teacher. The old Enfield building is special to me because it's where I started my educational career. I was there as a student, started in kindergarten. I remember in 3rd and 4th grade having Carol Lockhart as a teacher, and then again I started as a kindergarten teacher at the Enfield building. So kindergarten does mean a lot to me.
Hi, my name is Roderick Porter Jr., senior at Springfield Township High School, and one of my favorite memories from Enfield would be volunteering to go over there for Color Day in 8th grade, part of the Color Day captain's thing. Yeah, that was fun. It was nice helping out.
Hi, my name is Teresa Straffen. I am the autistic support teacher here at Enfield. I have been at the Enfield Old and New for 13 years, and I have some very fond memories of our old Enfield, especially the programming that involved Erdenheim and Enfield working together. The kids were able to get to Erdenheim for buddy programs, and Enfield also had the day of service that the middle school and the high school kids used to come. As part of the autistic support program, my students planted seedlings, we nurtured them, we got them all grown up and ready to go outside, and we had the high school students help dig a garden, which we call the butterfly garden, and they helped us plant them. They got the kids, 1st grade class, Miss Finnegan's class also helped, and we got them in the ground, and it was so beautiful. We had a wonderful time. We ended up also releasing butterflies in the garden, and it was just a really neat memory for all of us. Thank you.
So I just wanted to, in conclusion, I think one of the things that struck me in watching the video as it was being produced and developed was it's the memories of relationships that people are taking with them from Enfield, and those are going to carry on, absolutely. It was a beautiful building. There were wonderful opportunities for students there. We continue many of those opportunities at Enfield today. I think we heard loud and clear that the visiting artist is a program that the students would love to see return. We've already moved some of the artwork from the original building to the new building, and hopefully the relationships that are being built today, students will look back on and remember fondly in the future. I want to say also thank you not only to Dr. Markle for leading our new building and our new staff and students at Enfield, but also to Mr. Thorne, who is shepherding this project through in fantastic pace at this point, and very safely and thoroughly. So we're excited for what the future will bring at Church Road this fall. And that concludes my report.
Awesome. Really great updates. Tessellations. Another example of my kids coming home and saying things that I never heard as concepts. I don't know if it was because the public school I went to or if everyone's more advanced.
I'm going to recommend that you go ask them.
Yeah, those are big words. Any comments or questions on the administrative report? No? Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the wonderful video. All right, I've lost my spot. We are moving on to public comments on agenda items. Do we have any signups in the room?
We have nobody signed up in person. I do not see anyone online, but if anyone is online, you could raise your hand or speak up now. I don't see anyone online.
Wonderful. Then I will save all the words about the process for that, and we'll review it at the end of the meeting for comments on non-agenda items. Very good. All right, we're going to move into the business of the meeting. Approval of minutes. The Board of School Directors approves the board minutes from our February 15th, 2002 regular hybrid board meeting. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions in the minutes? Ms. Carey?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Etler? Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Dr. Petske? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Next is approval of the treasurer's report. Approval of the treasurer's report for the month ended February 2022 as in the attached. Is there a motion? And a second?
Second.
Just so I don't mess this up, there was a recommended action which I will read word for word to make sure we got it right for the records here. The Board of School Directors approves the February 28th, 2022 treasurer's report. We had a motion, we had a second. Any comments or questions?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. Franco? Aye. Dr. Etler? Aye.
Aye. Next category is human resources, personnel, and HR contracts. First, personnel, recommended action. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment: certified personnel, support personnel, temporary personnel, Spartan Academy program personnel, extended school year ESY program personnel, extra pay responsibilities 2021, 2022, and conference workshop attendance. Is there a motion? And a second. Any comments or questions on personnel? Sure.
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. Franco?
Aye.
Dr. Etler? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Petske? Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Our next is HS Independent Contractors for the Spring Musical 2022. The Board of School Directors approves the independent contractor agreement with Samantha Schools for choreography for the 2022 high school spring show. Is there a motion? And a second.
Second.
All right, any comments or questions? Okay, Ms. Carey?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco? Aye. Dr. Etler? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Petske? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. In our next sign of normalcy, we have a motion for a foreign exchange to approve a foreign exchange student. Recommended action here is the Board of School Directors approves a foreign exchange student from Germany for the 2022-2023 school year. Is there a motion? And a second.
Second.
Any comments or questions on this foreign exchange student?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Etler? Aye. Ms. Green?
Aye.
Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Dr. Petske? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. We have a confidential settlement and release agreement. The recommended action is the Board of School Directors approves the confidential settlement and release agreement for student 202-203-15-01. Is there a motion? And a second. Any comments or questions? Very good, Ms. Craig.
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Etler? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Dr. Petske? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Next, the updated health and safety plan. Recommended action, the Board of School Directors approves the updated health and safety plan effective March 15th, 2022. Is there a motion? Thank you. In a second. Any comments or questions? Actually, I'll do a quick comment just because I want to say thank you for clarifying and sending out all the detail to the public ahead of the meeting, which I think was both clarifying and really helpful.
Dr. Rutland? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Kirkowski? Aye.
Next is the Bucksmont Academy Agreement. Recommended action, the Board of School Directors approves the agreement with Bucksmont Academy and the School District of Springfield Township from March 14th, 2022 through June 17th, 2022. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions on our agreement with Bucksmont?
Mr. Beedleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Rutland? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Kirkowski? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Under our finance category, we have a agreement with Crown Castle. Recommended action. The Board of School Directors approves the 24-month renewal of 1 Gbps fiber and 500 Mbps internet service agreement, number 2022-86648, with Crown Castle Fiber in the amount of $1,600 per month for network services between the Springfield Township High School and 401 North Broad Street. Is there a motion? Motion. And a second? Comments or questions?
Can you clarify what this is? Because it is very specific between the high school and a particular location. Okay, thank you.
Yes, this is our backup internet service for when the intermediate unit service goes down. It's like our insurance policy.
Why is it only from one of our schools as opposed to all of our schools?
That's the hub for our internet services, correct, Mr. Aller? Okay, that's the hub for all of our services. So it services the entire district.
Okay.
But it goes from the high school to that location.
Any other comments or questions? All right.
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Rutland? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Kirkowski? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. All right, moving into the policy section. And as all of these are listed on board docs, I'm going to truncate the listing of all of the policies and just give the range for the record here. Our first subject is the 200 policies. Recommended action. The Board of School Directors approves the second reading of the following 200 policies. Policy 200, all the way through policy 252. Is there a motion? And a second? Any comments or questions on the second reading of the 200 policies? Okay.
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Rutland? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Dr. Kirkowski? Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Subject number 2, this is still in the 200 policies. However, there are a number that are receiving their first reading. And again, they are listed in board docs, so I will truncate here. The recommended action is the Board of School Directors approves the first reading of the following 200 policies. This includes 202, 204, 209.2, 210, 216, 236, 251, 253, and 255. Is there a motion? And a second. Any comments or questions in the first reading of these 200 policies?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Etlin? Aye. Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Paradisi? Aye. Mr. Bedard?
Aye. Next, grouping 3, 800 policy. This is just a single policy. Our recommended action is the Board of School Directors approves a second reading of policy 810.2, transportation, video audio recording. Is there a motion? And a second? Second. Any comments or questions on 810.2?
Mr. Needleman?
Aye.
Mr. DeFranco?
Aye.
Dr. Etlin? Ms. Green? Aye. Ms. Hubley? Aye. Ms. Hughes? Aye. Dr. Paradisi? Mr. Bedard?
Aye. We have no recommended actions tonight under our property grouping. So we will jump to public comment on non-agenda items while we give everybody the opportunity to raise hands. I'll just review that we do have 30 minutes set aside for any public comment on non-agenda items. We ask anyone giving comment to just say, state your name and where you live in the township. And to make sure that we have time to hear everyone, we are limiting comments to just 3 minutes per comment, and welcome anyone from the community to share.
In person, we have with us Eileen DeFranco. DeFranco?
My name is Eileen DeFranco, and I live on Highland Avenue in Flowertown. As I keep my fingers crossed and hope that the pandemic is indeed over, I would like to talk just very briefly about the efficacy of vaccines. When I was born in 1952, the only vaccination I received was against smallpox, a disease which once killed 30% of those who were infected and left those who survived badly scarred. A vaccination ended that horrific disease. Vaccinations also almost totally eliminated childhood diseases like measles, etc. Diseases that were once the #1 cause of death in children prior to the advent of vaccines. We have seen over the last 30 years what happens when vaccinations against measles go below a certain percentage in a community. Children again begin to die from the disease. I had all those childhood diseases as a kid, except for mumps, which I caught when I was 7 months pregnant from an unvaccinated child. Thankfully, my baby was spared any noxious effects. However, when I worked at a NICU, I took care of a baby who died because his mother had active chickenpox at the time of his delivery. In 1980, I worked at a school where an entire class was comprised of students whose mothers had German measles or rubella during their first trimester during an epidemic in 1965. All of those children were blind, deaf, and severely intellectually disabled. So we can see just from those comments that childhood diseases are anything but childish. Being healthy and strong does not prevent an opportunistic viral infection. Vaccines do. If we did not have a vaccine against COVID, far more than 964,000 Americans would have died in the last 2 years. Just as a comparison, in its worst years, the flu might kill 60,000 people. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Human beings learned the hard way that hand washing, which was poo-pooed at the end of the 19th century, masking and vaccines have stopped and continue to stop killer diseases right in their tracks. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't see anyone else signed up in person. I don't see any hands raised online. If there is anyone who, oh, I do see one hand raised, excuse me. Mary Ellen Reeves?
Hi, good afternoon, or good evening, rather. I'm just a little confused. Are you hosting a vaccine clinic or?
Ms. Reeves? Hey,
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just if you could state where you are from.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The township, and also Ms. Reeves?
Yes.
You welcome to give public comment. So are other folks in the community as well.
Okay. 214 Station Avenue. I'm just curious, I don't know if I missed something. Are you hosting a vaccine clinic at the school? Hello?
We're not currently,
Oh,
no.
okay. That was all my question was. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I do not see any of their hands raised, and no one else has signed up in person. So I think that concludes our non-agenda item list. All right.
Back to the agenda, we have future meeting dates to announce. There's an interim board meeting on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, and this is a hybrid meeting. And we have a regular board meeting on Tuesday, April 19th, 2022, which is also a hybrid meeting. All meetings will be held here in the Freeze Memorial Lobby located at the high school and as well available virtually. We have future committee meeting dates. Finance Committee meeting is meeting Thursday, April 7th, 2022 at 8 a.m. And the Academic Affairs Committee meeting on Monday, April 25th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Before we adjourn, I just wanted to ask any of the board members if they had any comments or wanted to share anything with the rest of the board.
Have a comment. I really enjoyed the show this weekend. And I just wanted to say you were fantastic in the show. And when you were done off stage, we were like, should we cheer? Should we cry? Because you were fantastic. But I really wanted to highlight just the cooperation of the community to make that show what it was. Highlight Ms. Thornton for all of her hard work and her staff, high school principal working together in partnership with the students, parents working everywhere from selling flowers to candy, that was fruit candy, costuming. Everybody worked together in one community for the arts. I'm a big supporter of the arts, and this was just a wonderful weekend. Every show was packed. Even the show on Saturday where it was snowing, still everyone from the community came out for the show. So it's just great to be part of a community where the arts are appreciated as well as the athletics and academics. And so we have very good, well-rounded opportunities for all of our children. So I just wanted to highlight that.
It was a very special show. Any other comments? And Dr. Yannick, do you have any closing comments?
I just want to make sure that I clarify because of the question, the comment question. If anyone in the community is interested in not finding a place to get vaccinated or boosted, you can go onto our website, you can go under COVID-19 resources. You can select the Office of Public Health and you'll see an entire listing of all of the places locally that you can obtain your vaccine. While we are not currently offering a clinic, it's certainly readily available in the community. And I would encourage community members to consult their physicians if they're interested in getting the vaccine.
Excellent. That concludes all of our business. So we will adjourn for the evening. Thank you, everybody, for attending.